Hello virtual pilots, I'm Andre Celesti, and tonight we are going to talk about the Pimax Crystal VR headset and my experience with it in DCS World. Many of our viewers like to fly in VR. They already own a headset and fell in love with the experience of flying the amazing full fidelity modules in DCS World in a virtual reality environment. The life of a VR user is not an easy one. Plan the journey and the time, prepare the setup, check the settings, gather the wires, and call the bank as you will be spending some more hard-earned cash. And if by any chance in that particular day a new driver got installed for your GPU, all hell can break loose. So it's important to know that this technology is evolving and changing every year, and the programs that are available for use today may be obsolete or in desperate need of updates tomorrow. Performance is a big factor when it comes to VR, as it decides if you can or cannot immerse yourself in the environment.
Or if you need or not need a bucket next to your setup.
Yes, that as well. And of course, when you say VR, you already think about the costs. It is still one of those devices you got in the house, and when friends come to visit, you are eager to ask them, want to see Mauritius this time of year? Or in our case,
Afghanistan.
Soon, TM. Back from when I got into virtual reality, I paid around $600 on the first edition Odyssey by Samsung a few years ago. You can imagine that my experience with having a test in the Pimax Crystal has been an interesting one, to say the least. With that being said, Pimax provided a loaner unit for us to test for a limited time. I am required to send this headset back to them very soon. But before I do that, let me share with you some information that could come in handy if you are tempted for the virtual reality world in DCS. When the unit arrived, we got the full experience of the unboxing. It is a nice box and something you would expect for such a premium device. And when you say premium, well, the price tag is a steep one, even by today's standards. The headset itself retails around $1,600, depending on where you are located, with free shipping in the US and EU thanks to their local warehouses. There are bundles that include other accessories that go up to $2,000, but there are also discounts available, and currently one of the best deals you can get is here with our channel. But we will talk about it later in this video. So yes, it's on the expensive side, but it's also comparable to most premium devices we encounter in our flight sim passion, especially the new force feedback HOTAS systems and cockpit chairs. Yeah, chairs. Who would have guessed that a chair can be so expensive? So I gotta tell you, for those of you thinking that this is a cheap hobby, well, think again. When you start investing in a flight sim passion, you can start comparing prices with golf equipment and expenses. Another hobby I enjoy. But let's move on, otherwise we won't finish this video in time to send the headset back. The unboxing was a nice experience. Pimax has provided all the necessary items that we need to have a great experience in VR. The box contains two controllers, which look similar to most controllers on the market. For me, they are way more shorter and ergonomic than my current ones. I was surprised to see they added the Comfort Top Strap, which will alleviate head pressure for enhanced comfort and prolonged VR enjoyment. It's something that I find very useful when flying in DCS. The strap can be mounted on the device fairly easy, and once there, it provides a more comfortable experience when spending several hours in VR. Nice! Moving on, we got the charging dock with two batteries, which look like 2 mags for your gun. The VR default facepad was included, but as you will see later, the headset came with the already mounted facial foam comfort pad, another extra that will help you with long hours in flight, though personally I found it a bit itchy, but experience may vary from person to person. Then I noticed a little box, and I was curious, what is that? Well, it's a Pimax Crystal Bling Bling.
Well, I could sure use a bling bling.
Well, dear Petrovich, that's indeed for you.
For me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Now I can impress Natasha with my new jewelry. Natasha!
Next, we got a screwdriver with some screws because you can never have enough tools. Meanwhile, another box.
More stuff for me?
No, this time it contains cables for connection. Quite a few cables, but the main ones are tucked together, so it will make it more easy for cable management. And of course, we got the manual as well, and a charger with all the necessary power plugs depending on where you are located in the world. More boxes. This one contains more cables, a USB hub, a Pimax label cloth, and another screwdriver with screws. And last but not the least, the Pimax Crystal VR headset with the already mounted facial foam comfort pad. The device is made out of durable plastic, and even though it weighs around 1.2 kilograms with the DMAS speakers installed, it feels light enough when you pick it up. The setup was easy and straightforward thanks to their step-by-step guide on the Pimax app. But I know that's not a thing for everyone, so if you require help in setting up the headset, we also provided a tutorial video on our channel. I made it in our style so you can feel right at home with the explanations. The video should appear right now on the right hand side, or you can find it in the video description. So you will ask, is it heavy for a VR headset? Actually, not that heavy. But it's definitely a different experience from the other smaller headset. Best I can explain, it's like a helmet, which for those of you who like to fly or drive in simulators will be another plus point for that immersive experience. But of course, having the comfort strap will help. And I used the headset for 2 to 3 hours with no issues in DCS. There is a thing I need to point out. When you first use the Pimax Crystal and adjust it on your head, please be mindful on the top left side where the HDMI plug is. I had my finger stuck between the headset and that connection, so I need to point out as it is not a pleasant feeling while trying to take off the helmet.
What, it did ouchie ouchie for you?
Well, something like that.
Oh, poor little boy.
So, once in DCS, I jumped into the Viper and my first reaction was clarity. The Crystal name for this headset is definitely the right choice by Pimax. It gives you a crystal clear view of your surroundings and provides clarity on all the small labeling, buttons and switches around the cockpit. For someone like me who actively flies in VR, this is a great upgrade, and the visual quality of the Crystal is exceptional with high resolution and very clear images. The field of view is perfect for your DCS experience. It's definitely less restrictive than my previous headset. And thanks to the higher resolution and clear view that the Pimax Crystal offers, the sense of speed when you take off is exhilarating. The tracking of movements in the cockpit is perfect, and you don't get any sliding of the camera once you look down or around your chair. Performance-wise, I can confirm that the headset works even on a 2060 Super GPU, with a few tweaks in regards of graphical settings. From here on, sky is the limit. And here is another plus with the headset compared to what I use. You can actually adjust a lot of settings to better optimize your experience. You got a high-performance system with all the latest and greatest, pump it up and heat up the entire apartment building, while you soar the skies in the best VR experience. Meanwhile, if you got the medium specs or low like I do, well, you don't need to lower the settings too much, just find a good spot and there you have it. But let me explain better. With the dynamic foveated rendering, things are decent in performance, but my FPS is variable depending on what I look at. I had to tweak the quality of the headset, which takes away quite much of the amazing feel I was talking about before. But then, oh well, then we got the quad view option. This one is enabled with the Pimax XR runtime. Check our tutorial to know where to get the program. The quad view is a game changer, and I kid you not. Once I toggle this option that directly lowers the resolution in the non-focus areas but keeps the same pixel amount in the focused area, I got a huge performance boost. No pun intended. How can I explain? Let's put it like this. I told Natasha, I want one. Yes, once again, as this unit is a loaner, I need to return it. And when I first received it, I was like, yeah, it's too expensive for now, so I cannot go for it. Now, I want to buy one, putting my money where my mouth is. But there is a but here, more precise, Natasha's but. Though she likes it as well, especially in her favorite VR game, Beat Saber. Maybe. Or at least if we get a successful 2024, I can actually afford it. We will see. But the reaction was very real. I flew on our Hip Dynamics server that is currently in testing and suffers from too many SAM sites that our mad coder Sergeant Dev Rupesh made so smart that they eat up all resources on the server. But despite that, my experience with the Crystal was awesome. I didn't hit nothing, that's nothing new, but I got immersed like never before in this magnificent sim, game, call it what you want. I'm happy with it. So yeah, if you can try this technology somewhere around you, a friend that bought it, a tech fair, make sure you do. Things will only get better and better as time goes by, and hopefully even more affordable. But I digress now. The DMAS headphones were pre-installed for this particular headset, but if you want to use your own and save a few bucks, the Pimax Crystal sells by default without them. The audio quality is alright. I don't consider it super immersive, but it does the job. Please do keep in mind that the headphones are not tucked around your ears, so other people in the room will be able to hear the noise coming from the headset. This may be a good thing or bad, depending on what you expect. The cables are long enough so you can move around, though I do recommend you look up into mounting them on a winch or pulley. For example, I use my microphone stand. Figures. So, do I recommend the Pimax Crystal for flight sim enthusiasts that want to have a wonderful experience during their flights? Yes, I do, because right now the Crystal offers the best visual quality out there. Nobody can deny that. But this headset is not tailored for everybody. As if you are looking for a casual experience in a 3D environment for you and your family, the Crystal may be overkill. And that's okay, as it is definitely a headset made more for those who would like to immerse themselves in a cockpit or a race car and experience something else than their living room. Though, as I say that, just look at Natasha. I think she's having quite some fun. And so, for those of you who are really interested in a Pimax Crystal experience, remember, we got multiple promotions to our channel. Using our referral link and applying our promo codes, you can actually get a decent discount for the Pimax and other products. Links are in the video description. And that's it for today. Thank you all for watching. Many thanks to our Patreons for their continued support. A big thank you to Pimax for all their help in supporting our channel and sending this review unit to us. And for those of you watching, thank you for being here and subscribe to keep in touch with all the latest news on your favorite simulators and games. I am Andre Celesti, reminding you to fly safe, and I'll see you next time.